My uncle is acting strangely with my sister, and I don't know what to do because my grandma said it's all in my head. To be blunt, I noticed that my uncle, 49M, has been paying a lot of attention to my sister, 14F. It's not just that he gives her more gifts or prefers her, but whenever we show up at his house for a family event or something similar, he always comments on her appearance and does things like patting her lower back, rubbing her shoulders, or grabbing her waist without warning. His gifts for her are also more expensive. It was fine at first, he was there at my sister's birth and was one of the first to hold her, so she's always been his favorite to some extent, and he's always spoiled her. But it's like I blinked, and suddenly, he's acting like this. I don't know exactly when he started behaving differently with her, but I noticed it a week ago, and we haven't been to his house since. I've tried talking to my grandma about it, but she just brushes it off, and my parents are always too busy. I'm also scared to tell our other extended family because my grandma dismissed me the first time. What should I do? I don't want to just ignore it, but I'm also scared to tell anyone else in case I'm overreacting. I'm 16, and I agree. I'm just scared that I might be making a big deal out of nothing because of what I've seen accusations like this do to people. Update 13 hours later. Hi, I'm not sure if I'm doing this correctly, but I've seen people do updates this way before, so I'll just go with it. First things first, thank you, everyone, for your comments and advice. Second, I talked to my sister as soon as we got home from our grandma's, and it turns out she's aware that it's weird but actually liked it at first. She said that our uncle is nicer to her than our parents and that the gifts are nice. She only started feeling uncomfortable when he began to touch her, specific actions mentioned in my previous post, but because she's been accepting all his gifts, she thought it might be rude to start saying no now. I asked her when it started, and she revealed that he began touching her that way when she turned 12. She said he only did it when they were in her room. Since we visit so often, our uncle and aunt have set up guest rooms for me and my siblings, and that was the reason why she has no locks on her door specifically. She also said that she was scared to tell anyone that she was weirded out by his behavior because both our grandma and aunt brushed it off when she was 12, saying that she had always been his favorite and that she was probably just misreading everything he was doing because she was a teenager now. I showed her your comments. She had never heard of the word grooming before, so she was pretty shocked and a little angry, saying that our uncle would never do something like that. But I managed to convince her to tell our parents about our uncle together, even if it was just to ask them to stop him from touching her. I've also sent texts to our parents about it, detailing that my sister is uncomfortable with how our uncle behaves with her, but our parents have yet to respond to any of the texts I've sent about our uncle and have just texted, "We'll talk about it when we get home." They're both working late today and probably won't be home by nighttime. Our parents got home an hour ago, and my sister and I talked with them. In short, my mom was pissed, and my dad was surprised, but he also revealed something. It turns out he knew our uncle, his brother, had been acting weirdly with my sister but didn't do anything because he didn't think he'd ever try anything with his kids and thought he had changed. He said that our uncle had done something with one of my cousins a few years before my sister was born. My grandma was the one who caught him and got him into therapy. Our dad said that our grandma made our uncle promise not to do it again in order to avoid reporting him. Our aunt, this specific uncle's wife, is also aware of this, but according to our dad, she said that our cousin had tempted him by how she dressed around the house. Our dad said that's why that specific cousin doesn't talk to the rest of the family. My mom apparently didn't know this, and they argued. She threatened divorce and a restraining order against his entire family if our dad doesn't not only tell our uncle to back off but also report him to the police. Our dad doesn't want to, and last I heard, he's calling our grandma. Third update 3 days later. My mom and dad are divorcing, and my mom brought me and my other siblings, including my sister, back to her parents' house for the time being until it goes through. My mom's parents are really old, but they're really fun, so my sister and my younger siblings like being here, even though everything's a big mess right now. Nothing too big has happened, but I want you guys to know that my mom signed my sister up for therapy. I told our mom that my sister doesn't want to tell the police or anything, and our mom is planning on telling the police herself. She's also trying to get a restraining order, but it's taking a while, so she's applying for a temporary one for now until she can file for a permanent one. Our mom and dad both worked full time, but now that my mom is taking care of 5 kids by herself while working, she's been really stressed out and tired. Her parents help, but like I said, they're super old and can't really do much on their own. There's no information on our cousin at this point since our mom is super swamped. Sorry this isn't a great update. I don't know what's been going on with our dad and his side of the family, but our mom told us not to worry and that she'll handle it.